Let's go back to the very beginning of playing guitar, and we'll work our way up through lead guitar and solos and improvising. One of the real basics is when you start on trying to learn a solo is you get taught about the pentatonic scale. I don't use that. I never have. Most musicians don't. Most guitarists don't. That's a starting point. And if that's what you've learned, and whether you're a few days, weeks, months, years into trying to play solos and you're getting frustrated because it just doesn't sound very good, is that probably means you've got a good ear, because that's just the absolute beginning bit. You're trying to look at the world of music through a tiny little hole, and you can barely see out to the music that's out there because you're hamstrung by playing a pentatonic scale. If we're going to go in A, for instance, I always use the descending version of the melodic minor scale. Something you learn from classical music, but and I've never seen it taught in any YouTube video or anything. It's when you study classical music, you learn that there's melodic and harmonic minors, and the melodic minor is different going up compared to coming down. That's the descending version. Those are the notes I use. It's closest to what a lot of blues people use, and this will get you started. So you can choose any other kinds of keys if you want to do major. Major is exactly the same fingering as that, but it's shifted by 3 semitones. So if you want to do the major for A, it's actually the same fingering, just 3 semitones down. You start on a different note, but the scale and the gaps in and your fingering, everything exactly the same. So just learn one set of fingering. That'll get you a long way. I did that for years and years and didn't seem to notice the fact that I was missing out by doing anything else until much later. But that's a really great way to get started. So let me go through that slowly for you. The fingering, A minor, so that's the scale. That's really, really, really basic. Now, I suggest that you learn how to play that in a number of different positions, whether it's here, whether it's here, it's an octave up. There's different ways of starting and ending, but choosing those same notes. And what tends to happen is if you're in a particular position, there's certain fingering that is easier than other fingering. So if you're playing part of the scale and you're starting here, then there's certain notes there which are easier to play than others, and that tends to mean you emphasize those notes, especially if you're just improvising and freestyling or whatever you want to call it. It's you tend to go back to those notes that are easier to play, and it needs to be the dominant notes, but it will have a different sound then. If you're doing it in a certain position, some notes are easier than others. So that's the tonic. Now that's one's harder to do because it's on your pinky finger, which is not as strong. So you know, you'll end up dominating with different notes, and it'll have a different sound and a different emphasis. Another position I do that in is So there's another position. You can start it up here. Just lots of places there. So learn a few of those. I'm not going to teach you how to do those exactly, but learn a few of those. That's step number one.